Hello, everyone. Been a couple weeks since I did my first episode of XanderHugh Unlocked, but here's the second one. This episode's topic that I wanted to talk about is who are we as humans? Now, that could be simple for some people. It could be like, we're all human beings. Simple as that. But a lot of us seem to be straying from that idea because there's so many ideas and goals and perspectives, mindsets, and expectation from one another. And we have our differences, our conflicts, our arguments, contests, and all of these things to at least separate us, to make ourselves unique and individual, right? But I think what we all need to continue to work towards is unifying each other as the human race. That of course is a very complex task, and I'm not saying that it should be done. I wish it could be done, but that's not an easy thing. Why? Because, like I said, all the things that make us want to be different, unique. Just be the better person than the next. Be more successful, more virtuous, and all the wonderful things that America, the American dream, has set out for us. We tend to, at least as a general society, I'm not going to speak on anyone individually, become more selfish than selfless. Competition is very high in this world. Okay, healthy competition is good, but competition to the point where you, instead of bringing someone up with you when you succeed, you tend to just step on them and leave them down, is not what I believe that is going to keep us growing together. I come with this message because, for this episode at least, because I wanted to vocalize that it's, in my perspective, quite easy to help someone out. Now, of course, there are certain ways and different ways of helping people, but the one way I wanted to talk about is just helping each other grow as humans. Some people are already working on that very well. And that could be therapists, doctors, artists, directors, such as movie directors, film documentary directors, teachers, scholars, coaches, even nutritionists, psychiatrists, pharmacists, or like those people at the very least. And you can tell me if more, if I've missed any, because I don't mean to miss any. I'm just labeling what's coming off the top of my head. Those people are working on helping the human race get further in life and grow and be just continuing to be a prosperous human race. But when it comes to individual issues or a belief or an idea, we've been learning to argue a lot more than we've been learning to converse. Now, it might not be something that's directly taught, but it's definitely something that we're teaching this generation, the next generation, and so forth, just based on how society is acting, society's talking. Have politicians argue and have trouble getting to a conclusion or a consensus with each other. And even when the conclusion or consensus is there, people are still arguing about the results. You'll even see leaders bashing other leaders just for petty things instead of talking about what's a serious situation in the moment. And of course, these are just, it could be exaggerations, it could just be light examples that I'm saying. But then when we could even go into more personal situations, You'll have people, say, in a competitive market, such as business, art, theater. Theater is a form of art, but you know what I mean. Or even just social networks, where one idea is expressed and someone wants to get their voice heard. And if it's not one person on the opposite side, it's a group of people who will listen, but they won't want to absorb it. They'll hear it and they'll bounce off. They'll have that idea bounce off of them. And if they don't agree with it, at the very least, they might argue and they might rebuke that idea and say that maybe their idea is better, or that they think that the idea that was presented to them is stupid. Or even for the younger generation that's coming up now, there's now this term canceling. Those of you that aren't aware what canceling is, it's basically society finding something wrong with a person or a group or an idea and literally canceling it by saying this doesn't mean anything anymore. Just vocally. There's no actual power that happens by doing so. It's just a societal influence. Now, that's gained power for some, but it's only because people allow it to gain power. So why do we allow cancel culture to have power and cancel people when we could give the people power to speak about what's going on from their perspective and what their mindset and what they believe should be changed? And why can't we give that some power? Power could be just some consideration, conversation, or even some form of execution on the idea. Testing, experimenting. Why does destruction or arguments or conflict have to be so much more prevalent than a conversation, a congregation, a experiment, even a celebration? Why are those not as prevalent as the negative aspects of how we speak to one another, how we interact with each other? I grew up thinking that the world could be changed just by a conversation. It could be changed just by reaching a hand or two out and saying, "Let me help you." Or even just lending an ear and saying, "Hey, just talk to me. Let me know what's going on." But there's a lot more deep-rooted issues in this world than simple helping hand and change. But does not mean that a single helping hand can't change a small incident. Now, I believe that based on what I just said right there, a single helping hand not having as much impact in a general sense might be something that society has put in their mind now, where we think, all right, I mean, I'm not going to get much of a reward for helping someone, whether it's someone that's in need or a homeless person, or even helping an employee at a store pick up something that fell on the floor, you know? We might think, oh, well, I mean, I'm not going to get anything out of this, so why should I bother? Why should you bother, though? Don't you want to at least express some form of kindness to another person? What's so hard about it, you know? I mean, that's me asking, not what everyone's asking. Because it could be hard to help someone. It could take a lot of energy to help someone out. Even if it's something simple, it's a lot to expend. But think about the reward of helping someone. Not for self-gain, but for a selfless gain. Where you're helping someone get on with their day. Helping someone get a cup of coffee, or even a nice meal, or even calling someone to just wish someone well. They're sick. You don't have to do anything that takes money, your physical strength, your emotional availability. But even just a simple, hey, I hope you're okay. Hey, is there anything I can do for you? Even just asking, telling someone that you're there for them is more than enough for some people. Because a lot of our decisions, a lot of our executions, a lot of our impacts are usually self-driven, right? And there's something that I've been learning recently too, where it's just like life, you get to this point in life, no matter where you are, based on mostly your decisions. Yes, you can be influenced by other people. Yes, you can be advised on how to proceed. But you are the reason why you are here today. Oh, well, I wasn't born into this life, like, that I wanted. Like, I didn't choose to be here. Or anything like that. But we're here now. So make the best of it. Try to help someone. Try to just extend yourself as a human to help another human. Because that help comes back around, whether we know it or not. Nobody gets through life by themselves. Even if you die alone, which I hope nobody dies alone, we typically are being helped by someone, or guided, or influenced by someone or something. Even if it's not a human, it's by another creature, by nature, we're being helped by. I mean, heck, we're breathing in a tree's oxygen all day, every day. So we can't get through life on our own, no matter what. So take that idea and extend it so that you can give someone else that assistance, even if it's in your own form. Say if you are a construction worker, what are you doing? You're building something, right? You're fixing a road. Or if you're a soccer player that's playing on national TV, or even not even national TV, but local TV, or even just having an audience. Someone's watching you, right? You're inspiring someone, or you're entertaining someone, you're helping someone in them. Me, I'm sitting here talking on this episode because I'm trying to influence someone or something, whether it's a group or an idea or a conversation, just by having my voice be heard. And whether it hits 30 people, 300 people, 3,000, 300,000, 3 million people, at least it's hitting somewhere, right? This is important. As much as, I mean, I personally want to make a big impact on the world, but if I don't, maybe my big impact is on one heart. So just take a moment and think about what you can do to help one another, even if it's just one other person this week. So I'm going to reiterate that. I have one challenge for you until the next episode, or just for this week at the very least. Try and find someone or something that needs to be helped. Even if it's to help yourself. Maybe you have to clean your room. What happens? You feel better about yourself. Maybe helping someone else. Maybe your mom or dad needs help around the house. Maybe your partner needs to take a day to themselves and you need to pick up some slack for them. Go for it. Maybe you should take someone, whether it's a friend, your partner, your family member, just go out on a drive. Just escape the world for a second. That's another way of helping. Go to a restaurant. Enjoy a meal or a nice drink. And just talk. That's help. Or if there's a project around the house, whether it's mowing the lawn or fixing up something that is broken, something that you maybe put it off for a while. Once you get those things done, you'll feel better about yourself at the very least. And hopefully after that, it changes into more good and positive things. And if it doesn't, at least you tried. So think on that for now. And I'll talk to you for the next episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.